Brody was always on a format online, Periscope.
Oh my God, I forgot about Periscope.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah. I was really big
I need
on
to close that
Periscope.
account.
I think
I think I left that camera on.
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning. To Dave, you said, how old is Iliza? I go, 27?
Thank you.
Honestly, because
He just looks really tired.
I think it's like you meet someone at an age and you remember them as that age, you
Right.
know?
Especially as comics.
Yeah.
Like I have certain comics I'll always see as fat, even if they're thin now. Not you.
Okay. By the way, I just saw a video of me in this last episode and I was like, hey, is anyone gonna tell me I got fat again? Like, was anyone gonna mention that? I saw a side shot and I was like, hey, no more profile shots, please.
It was on the email we got about doing the show.
Yeah.
That was on the email?
Yeah,
Hey,
mentioned
guys,
it.
Bert got fat again.
Don't mention his size. He gets really angry.
The problem is I'm very muscular.
That is a problem.
I'm the most muscular I've ever been, so that's a lot of the weight. And then this, and then I'm drinking like crazy.
Well,
I think it's the drinking.
You think?
I don't think it's.
You drink.
I don't. Not as much.
But
right.
again,
but recently,
Really?
I reignited my passion for being like a party goblin in Australia. I was like, I don't drink before shows. I don't drink on a show day. Like it's just nothing. And I was like, do you have a Riesling? And I had it, and I was like, this doesn't feel bad. And I drank at least 4 glasses of wine every single night. And I'm back.
No, you are. Hey, do me a favor real quick before Leanne leaves. Ask me how Leanne and I met.
Bert, how did you and Leanne meet?
We're not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
And the show's over.
Okay. Okay.
Did you see the Bill
oh, it's
Belichick
the,
interview?
yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
And they're saying they
Well,
cut
obviously,
like
'cause
a
she
half
left
an
for it.
hour out of it also. There's like more that like, yeah.
The footage of her like lurking behind a computer, just like monitoring everything. That's how I want to be with you.
Do you think, okay, let's be real, okay? And I married what they call like a rescue dog, okay? Like if she just left, she didn't hear it. But like you married what I don't know the right way to say this, like a domineering, gregarious, go-getting alpha.
Is that like you have to name the dog type?
Yeah, your
For
dog,
purebred
Oh, you married
German
a
Shepherd.
Rottweiler. You married a Rottweiler, like a little unpredictable at times, a little unpredictable, adorable. I mean, beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Everyone stops and says, "That's a gorgeous dog." And you're like, "Hey, just give it some space."
Don't get in its face. Let it smell your hands.
Yeah, let it smell your hands.
Well, no, but also
She'll be with you for life. She's so loyal.
but I was so
She bit
excited.
her trainer.
But like,
I'm not her first owner, and those people don't want to see her ever again.
no, but like dating in your 30s, because we met in our 30s, like you actually know what you like and don't like at that point.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting to meet somebody where my life wasn't the interesting one.
Yeah, because your life is pretty interesting.
But like you go on dates, just like, oh,
You couldn't, as a comic, you couldn't. You could never, not you, but one could never. Like, you don't meet a lot of comics who are like, and my wife is an international human rights superhero. It's like, no, like, this has got to be the shiny part.
I need to be the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if we go to dinner and, like, someone's like, so, Leanne, tell me about yourself. I'm like, why? Like, let me take care of this.
Shut the up.
Yeah, what are we doing, guys?
I brought you a
Like,
dog bed.
People always go, oh, she's the funny one at home. And I go, do you realize how insulting that is? I go, my comedy paid for our house. You think she here yet? Did she leave? Okay, yeah.
She's gonna see this. This is on the internet.
No, she doesn't watch our show. By the way, I've got to tell you right now, I'm just making stuff out of your cookbook.
Great.
This is my new thing, is you get these awesome cookbooks from friends, and they go, hey, will you do an unboxing? I go, F that, I'll make a show about it. These are great recipes.
Make a whole
I am
recipe.
making...
Oh, that's awesome.
What are you making?
I am making...
I can probably
guess you
tell
can
you,
tell.
actually.
You know.
you know what it is. Here.
Yeah, you're
Your
making a little broccoli sausage pasta. Oh, you're doing the stromboli, a little broccoli sausage bread.
That's what it's called, a stromboli?
Well, that.
I mean, my mom always called it broccoli bread when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And then, like, some Italians call it stromboli, but it's like, you know, once Italians go to America, all the words get messed up.
Look at this knife.
They remove vowels from the ends of words.
I'm a knife guy. So, like, I'm really into chefs. Like, I
Let's see
really
if I
am
can
into
start
chefs. So, my knife skills suck. And I aggravate real chefs because they're like, fingers back. I go, I'm fine. I'm growing up,
We'll
okay?
wait till I lose one.
I'm a knife guy, and I get really obsessed with great knives. And I have so many knives that I cannot find all my knives.
You need a magnetic strip, and then you could have them all. You know what
I love this slice of a garlic.
Ooh.
Still connected at the bottom.
I love... Yeah, it's still connected to
It
the
always
bottom.
reminds me of the scene from Goodfellas.
That's the only reason I cut it this way.
But in the Goodfellas, remember he makes it. He's like, it's so thin, it disappears in the pan.
Which is not true. It
Which is
doesn't
not
happen.
true. You can't make solid matter just disappear
So wait, how did you guys meet?
On a dating app.
on a dating app.
Oh, shut up. Is that what Bill Belichick didn't want to share?
I mean, but that's like an escort app, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Which
But
would be
she used to come to my restaurant. We went to the same gym. We lived near each other. We had a friend in common trying to set both of us up with different people, and we had to meet online.
And when you meet in your late 30s, you're bound to know someone that the person you're dating slept with. And he was like, when we first started dating, he was like, listen, I just want you to know, in case this goes any further, I slept with someone that we both know. And then he told me the friend, and I was like, great call. She's awesome.
Oh, thank God it's a girl.
I did say someone. I don't know why I didn't say girl. Yeah. But I think that's like also maturity is like, yeah, that sounds, I would do that too. Versus.
Yeah, if you're still dating in your 30s, we've all f***ed each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. You could give Leanne $20,000 in 10 weeks and she couldn't meet the person I've had sex with. She couldn't find her.
Because of
Did something
what
happen?
you did to them.
Yeah.
I make sure they're gone.
She disappears like this garlic.
I love this way to slice garlic. This is my favorite way. Can I ask you a question,
Yeah.
chef to chef?
Sure.
Can there ever be too much garlic?
I mean, depends on what else you're trying to do. If you want garlic to be the dominant place, then
Always,
Then yeah,
always.
go crazy. I mean,
It's good for you.
Why don't you just eat garlic and then it's 100% garlic?
Because when you wake up, you fart like wild.
But what
Like-
if you're farting anyway, like wild? Like, what if you had two kids
I'm so sorry.
and they just fall out of your asshole?
Wait, so the heavy drinking is not causing
That's
it?
not
Is
why
it
you're-
just the garlic?
Oh, I roast garlic. You know when they have those bags with a bunch of bags inside? I put all of that into olive oil. I roast all of it, and then I just eat garlic.
Yeah, like mushy garlic? Oh, yeah.
Spread it onto toast?
Dip it with a spoon? Yeah.
Do you remember they used to have the Stinking Rose here?
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, did that close?
Oh, yeah.
People filed complaints?
No, apparently, just garlic heavy meals was hard to say.
Nobody wanted garlic ice cream?
Yeah, I remember that.
But I was like, that's gotta be, I mean, it was around for a long time.
It was around for a
It was
while.
also like a 6,000 square foot restaurant. Like nobody needs
on La
it to be
Cienega.
that big.
On
Yeah.
La Cienega, across from...
Spice affair. Because we all drive to the airport the same way. Well, you probably take a private plane. But
Shut up.
when he was younger.
I'm making Eliza's pasta sauce.
Oh,
Oh, is that in the book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the book.
I never read it.
Let's hope to God you wrote part of it because this is, so you said 5 cloves of garlic, and then we saute them, we take these cans, you leave it in the can as long as possible. You want to get as much of the fluid. And then 2 sprigs of basil, and then we cook it for a while. That's why
Yeah.
I'm gonna start that now.
yeah. So basically, what it always came down to is like, and I don't know, you might be in a similar boat. I'm like a people pleaser to a certain degree. It's kind of why you get into the restaurant business. But you end up, I wanted to learn how to make tomato sauce that she liked the best because I make it the way that I make it. And eventually you kind of end up having a version that she likes, which is more of a smoother textured sauce. So more of a blended tomato sauce.
Really?
Yeah, because she doesn't like, I grew up with much more of a chunky, kind of rustic, hand-crushed grandma-style sauce. And then I find that when I blended it, I got to cook pasta more often at home.
That's so interesting. Do you cook at all?
I don't cook at all.
I would
Maybe
imagine.
something once.
But it's not even like, oh, it's not like a feminist thing or anything. It's just, it's like, do you play tennis by yourself? You're like, no, it doesn't sound like fun.
But you weren't always into cooking. You wanted to be a playwright at first, right?
Yeah, I always loved cooking, but I was a writer first and foremost, and then it kind of got sucked into, sort of journalism and writing and things like that, and then working in restaurants, and then, had a kind of bizarre path to becoming a chef, and then kind of came back to the writing side, and now pretty much write
He
cookbooks.
opened Bloodso's, like the barbecue place that every guy loves in LA.
Yeah.
He was the opening chef for that, and he wrote the Bloodso cookbook.
Yeah. So
He won't say it. He won't say anything that he's done.
I'll
Dude, blow your shit up. Real quick.
well, so basically,
Then you can read
Do
my
you guys want a
IMDb
glass
page.
of champagne?
That's okay.
Sure.
I'm okay.
You sure?
if you're
Yeah, you'll
If you-
do it.
okay.
if you're having
I
a drink,
drove.
I'll have a drink.
I'll have a drink. Yeah, let's open a bottle of champagne. Champagne doesn't count.
No.
Yeah. It's like Xanax. Doesn't
I feel
count.
like we're boarding an international flight.
Champagne?
Champagne?
But yeah, so
Can I give you, hang on, can I give you a hint of what to do?
Yeah.
I did this on the plane the other day, and it was brilliant. I put my finger in 2 of them. I can't remember how I did this. It was so brilliant.
This is the
make
ones
the
you're bringing
bubbles?
us now?
No. When they brought the champagne glasses, I grabbed 1, but I put my fingers in 2, and I went, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and then
I'll just take both these.
Oh, when they were passing it around.
Yeah, and I was like, it was brilliant.
But it's your plane.
They could also.
No, shut up. Do you have any idea how much I drink on private jets?
That,
You've seen me. First of all,
you wanted that cheap champagne so bad that you were like, let me germ this. Oh. You wanted it that badly.
I have to drink before I fly. That's why, people bust my balls about flying private. I have flown private. I am miserable on a private jet. Have you ever seen me cry on a private jet?
Because you only have you.
I hate flying.
Yeah.
I hate flying. I mean, I cry. The first time I realized I had a problem with flying, I was 17. I was 18, and we were flying to the Virgin Islands, my family. And this is before people identified panic disorder. And I had a panic attack on the flight. And my dad and my 2 sisters mocked me publicly. Like, I'm talking openly to the plane. And I was having a panic attack.
Like your dad got the microphone. He's like, we've got a bitch in 2C.
So how do you
Just shy of that. Just shy of that. They were laughing so hard, and I was crying. And they were laughing that I was crying. And my mom, in this real weird moment, goes, "Are you being serious?" And I went, "Mom, how do you think I could fake this?" And she was like, "Hey, I think something's wrong with him." And I was like,
Mother's instinct.
I was
only after
shaking. I was crying. I couldn't speak. I was having a full-blown panic attack. I'm already burning the garlic. It's okay. We're gonna put sausage in here anyway.
That's what the show's called, right?
Yeah, something's
so it's
burning.
okay.
So, but yeah, I have a really hard time flying.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd rather fly on the big planes because they're so much more comfortable.
There was definitely that stretch of news like a few months ago where not only had a few planes crashed, but then the algorithm was serving you any plane crash ever
Yes.
on the news. This is so
wow.
elegant.
Thank you so much.
What kind of champagne is it?
Really expensive, EVOO.
I have a theory that there's one bottle of EVOO that everyone in Hollywood passes around to each other.
Anytime you go somewhere, they're like, and here's a bottle. And you're like, oh, it's EVOO. Thank you so much. And then you just give it away.
So let's get back to cooking.
Yeah.
By the way, I could talk to, it's like, I've said this a number of times. Eliza is one of my favorite human beings and by far one of the funniest comedians I know in just like a hang. I did her podcast. God, this was right when I started vlogging.
Oh my God. So like the year 2000.
It must have been, it was so long ago.
I was in middle school.
It was so long ago.
Oh
you
my
did
God.
it above the Improv.
No,
Do you remember I couldn't remember how old I was?
we had to call your wife.
And
when I pretended you were dead.
Pretended I was dead? I mean, she is one of my favorite human beings alive.
Thank you.
But just
Me too,
hysterical. And so I could do a podcast with Liza, eyes closed. But I said I'm so lucky to do it with you because I've seen so much of you guys together. Yeah. I've never gotten to hang out with you.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's more fun, I think, without me. I think he calls and he likes to hang out with his guy friends and they do really cute things together. And I really encourage that. I really think couples should like have their own things that they do where I don't have to watch the Suns play the Mavericks.
Yeah.
While everybody drinks.
Are you into basketball?
I am, yeah. It's my one sport that I really follow.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because you grew up in LA and the Lakers were so big?
No, I actually grew up hating the Lakers. I grew up in LA, but like I always found Laker fans to be deeply obnoxious. I always thought that they were like really hot, rich, dumb girls who think they deserve everything and get it, but I always found them to be deeply annoying.
Like when was it Doncic? Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah, when Luka went to the Lakers, I was angry.
Visibly red and sweating, and I was like, what's wrong? He's like, of course they go to the Lakers. They get everything. Yeah. Why shouldn't they just get him? They get everything they want. They don't have to do anything. And I was like, we have children in the house.
Yeah, and they're going to probably become Laker fans.
Wait, were you a Clippers fan?
No, I think it was like 92, so I think I didn't realize the Clippers existed, and it was like the Barkley Suns era.
The Clippers were like, what the f did we do?
What did we do wrong?
So I just became a Suns fan for whatever reason, and then because I like punishment, I just kept at it. And it's been a not super fulfilling experience.
It's definitely
for the majority of my life.
an emotional spectrum that people don't talk about enough is seeing a grown man in shambles because of like the trade wins of an NBA draft.
Well, they'd been so bad for the majority of our relationship that when they finally got good again for a brief period of time, I was like, you've never actually seen me watch a playoff game.
I've never seen him like that.
This might be.
I've never given a shit about any. I mean, sports-wise, I'm a fan, and I love watching the games, but you're not going to affect me emotionally at all.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. The emotional toll it has taken on my husband, and very small.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta do the zest.
Orange zest. Keep going.
But there's also something very, like, I feel like the joke on TV is always like, oh, who's hogging the remote? My husband will sit with a laptop open on the corner of the couch, and I can watch anything on TV, and he'll just watch the game. And every few minutes, Sex and the City's on, you'll just hear him go like, yes!
Really?
And it's just very quiet in the corner,
Yeah.
so we
You
can still be
gamble?
together.
No. I dislike.
Crippling addiction.
I dislike losing a lot more than I enjoy winning, so gambling seems like a bad thing for me to do.
Can I ask you a weird question about being a chef?
Yeah.
How obsessed with your texture are you with texture?
I mean, it matters a lot. I care about
Like
it.
in something like this, you want it to be as fine as possible, correct?
Well, in this case, it's going into a thing, so you want it to incorporate with the broccoli well, so you want to not get any like giant chunks and giant bites of stuff.
yeah,
So
right. I'm that way with tacos. Like I need my texture to be very fine in a taco.
I feel like I want diarrhea
Oh,
smooth
interesting.
taco meat.
I put it in a food processor
So
before
gross.
where it tastes like diarrhea, and people are like, "This is like too smooth."
Like, is this soft serve taco?
Soft serve taco.
Is this soft serve taco? The internet would do it.
I just had the best carne asada tacos in the world not that long ago.
He flew to Hermosillo in Mexico and he did like an intensive. Was it the guy who invented carne asada? What was it?
No.
I was
well,
out of
no.
town.
Invented carne asada?
I said that
No,
wrong.
no. That's not. That's
I
not
would
at
love
all
to meet
true.
that guy.
I haven't asked the details of the
210
trip.
years old.
He's so old.
Just the first guy to grill steak.
Little bit of me in every taco.
Well, no, but it was a deeply educational thing. We shot some stuff for it. I got to do research for a new book I'm working on. And yeah, it's like ground zero for the best carne asada in the world is in Hermosillo, which is the capital of Sonora. And it's just an amazing thing. It's like a lifestyle down there. Carne asada is like deeply important, and everything from street tacos to like high-end taquerias to like sit-down taquerias with like full table service and a wine cellar and just incredible stuff.
Okay. Do I let this cool before I put the?
Nah.
No.
Just you're cooking it all together.
Just dump it. Dump it
yeah,
all in.
yeah.
And you said more garlic in this as well, correct?
Is it raw broccoli that goes in or is it cooked already?
That's raw.
And do you want to cook it with this?
Yeah, basically, you want this to taste good by itself. So you're cooking down, essentially, like broccoli and sausage is one of the great combinations in the world. And when you cook it all down together, it gets soft, then you roll it into pizza dough, and then bake it and slice it and eat it. And it's a great thing.
What's
As a
your favorite
kid,
thing? What's your favorite thing that he makes?
I get asked this all the time and I need to have like a stock answer.
you know what's a new one for you that's become a comfort food for you is soborodon, the Japanese ground chicken rice bowls.
Yeah, it's like a grandma dish.
It's like
I love it.
a super easy, quick, like simple at-home dinner that's very popular in a lot of like home cooking in Japan. It's basically ground chicken cooked with like sake, soy, and mirin,
But here's the thing.
and then you just have it over like
I can't
steamed
give
rice.
that answer because it's so annoying. Like, what's your favorite comfort? I'm like, soborodon. It's a Japanese, if you don't know, like, but that is
like,
probably my favorite
if
thing
you
to
say
eat.
ground chicken rice bowl, it sounds like you
Taco
grew
Bell,
up in
ground
Texas.
chicken, yeah.
For the average person, they're only good at one thing. So like if you say, what's your favorite dish Leanne cooks? It's everyone in the whole room will know
What is
exactly
it?
what. Pierce, what's Leanne's best dish she makes? Country fried steak. That's it. That's the only thing she can
Country
make.
fried steak?
Yeah. And she makes it like, because her family didn't grow up with money, she didn't have money, so everything was bought at like a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, you're gonna put 2 Slim Jims in, you're gonna do thing of Ritz crackers.
Like a prison menu.
It's like a prison menu, yeah.
So is she grinding the Slim Jims?
She grinds it, so Splash Mountain Dew.
No. You just let that evaporate. It's just for the essence.
That's it. You need the sugar out of that.
You got to get it in there.
This
right?
is a cool little chef thing when you guys do
There you
this.
go.
Very good.
There you go.
That's good work you got going on there.
Who's your favorite celebrity chef? And you can't say yourself.
That would be awful if he said himself. That would
It's
be
like
so
me.
gross.
You haven't seen a lot of my work, I guess.
I mean, I guess celebrity's a weird word. I don't even know who counts as a celebrity now.
Okay, let's break it down. I love this. Okay, Philip Franklin Lee. Do you consider him a celebrity chef?
No.
Okay, just a chef, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like celebrity chefs are the ones I grew up watching on TV.
So Ming,
Bobby
Sai, Lee, or Bobby, not Bobby.
I was like, how old
Bobby
is he?
Flay, Lydia Bastianich was like one of my like old school PBS Italian food loves.
Oh wow.
Mario was a big deal.
Mario.
Tell him your favorite, not your favorite thing, but the thing that you always talk about with him.
Oh, the funniest thing. I mean, it's awful, but the funniest thing in the world is, do you remember his Me Too apology?
Was it, hey, this is the restaurant business or something?
No, it was
Close.
I don't remember doing that, but it sounds like me. Here's a recipe for cinnamon rolls.
Which does
Look it up. There's
mitigate the pain.
literally
I
a recipe
suppose.
for cinnamon rolls at the end of his apology.
This show is sponsored by DraftKings. We are headed to Canada this weekend for UFC 315 to see Muhammad take on Della Maddalena. For the welterweight title, it is going to be a great one. Don't forget to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. So don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now. Sign up using code BURNING. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same fight. Boom. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress fights right as they happen, making watching matches that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have a shot to win cash prizes. I'm telling you right now, I would move if you live in one of those states. That's how fun DraftKings is. I mean, dead serious. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BURNING and bet just $5 on any wager to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code BURNING only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
So wait, so you puree the sauce, right? With the
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things are badass.
Little zipper, yeah.
When do you start that? Right now?
No, let it cook, and then kind of so once you blend it, it spatters like crazy. So I kind
Real?
of let it cook all together for a little bit, and then with blended sauces, they explode across the counter more.
I always feel like, you ever meet like a rock star or someone who's super acclaimed and then like there's the girlfriend who like by proxy has the talent? I always feel that way with him. Like if I ever take people to like a cool restaurant or know how to do something, it looks like I'm the expert, but it's really all because I watched him and I would feel like such a fraud. Like you're like, no, we want to talk to the chef. I'm like, anyways, so my favorite part about this regional cuisine, and it's like all osmosis from being next to him.
One of my great joys-
It's a sham.
By the way, my answer was not Mario Batali to your question.
Let's put that as a disclaimer. Because all you're
we never
friends
got the
with
answer.
some of your favorite chefs.
I've gotten to become friends with, but like, it's, but like when I think of celebrity, I think of like TV chefs.
You think of me, you think of Bert.
Yeah.
They have to be more famous than us. Is Roy Choi a celebrity
Good
chef?
luck. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Bourdain a lot.
Yeah.
Bourdain.
But speaking of my wife knowing
was
about but he wasn't really a celebrity chef.
He was more celebrity.
Yeah, I mean,
a celebrity author.
he was a chef, but it wasn't what he was.
And he would
Yeah.
say that out loud. He's like, I'm not
sure.
a great chef.
No, he was like.
He was like, here's my recipe for chicken poppers.
I mean, like the two guys who like informed the way I thought about food the most were probably him and Jonathan Gold.
Who's Jonathan Gold?
Jonathan Gold was the Pulitzer Prize
winning
restaurant critic
for the LA
in
Times.
LA for Village Voice, or for not Village Voice, LA Weekly and the LA Times eventually. And he was the first guy in like really in the country, but in LA in particular, who talked about like getting to know your neighbors, venturing out to Koreatown, to San Gabriel Valley, to, you know, Boyle Heights to have real Mexican food, to like make you realize that, you know, I grew up in Santa Monica in this like kind of West Coast bubble where your parents moved there because they believe they found the end of the rainbow and nothing good exists east of the 405. And then you're in high school and you discover Koreatown and late night drinking and Panchan and all this amazing stuff. And so he was the guy who like, you'd read his new review and discover that there's Indian food in Artesia and all this kind of stuff.
My dad's never had Indian food.
My dad doesn't like Indian food. My dad is
I thought you were
so...
going to say my dad doesn't like Indian people.
My dad has an
come up.
irrational fear of being forced to eat curry, and he will bring it up. We'll be like, hey, you're in LA, do you want to go? There's this Korean place. He's like, no curry. I'm like, there's no curry, and no one's making you eat. I still want curry. And I'm like, no one has ever asked you to.
If you say, what do you want for dinner? He says, not Indian food.
Not Indian food. And I'm like, what is the issue? He's like,
My dad said, he goes, why would we eat it?
only 3 billion people eating it.
I go, it's good. And he goes, buddy, why? We have all the food we could want. Why would we want that shit? And I was like, hey, have you ever had it? And he goes, no, and I never will.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm 77. I'm not starting
It's
to eat
not
Indian
happening.
food.
Yeah.
That's like if I found out I was gay now, how sad would that be?
It would be great. You would have an Arab Spring. You would be everything.
I'd be tearing it up. I would have boys in and out of here.
You would be in and
Young,
out of those
young.
boys.
18. I'd have
Today,
18-year-old
18.
birthday parties. I'd be like, you turned 18, let's go.
You blow the candle out. He's like, is he me now? You're like, yeah, you blew it out.
All right, I need to roll out your dough. How do you feel about cleanliness in the kitchen?
I mean, I'd rather not get sick, but I'm not here to like judge like whether you're wiping the table off after you.
Okay.
I mean, that looks like plastic on the cutting board.
And shut up. There is some plastic somewhere in something. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure where that is. It looks
I
like.
think it's the edge of the wrapper for the can of tomatoes.
Or was it?
I think so. Oh, you think you might have grated
You grated the sticker?
a fruit
I think I
sticker?
might have grated the sticker.
The Ralph's fruit sticker?
Can I tell you for a second
Man of the people.
how much I hate fruit stickers?
Yeah, why do they put them on?
Oh, this gets brought up in our house often.
I get why they exist. It's so that they can, you can brand your fruit, because everyone thinks about who made their orange. But also so that like they can scan them, they can track them. It's like that.
Everyone
whole thing.
thinks about who made their orange.
It's hold on. Monsanto.
Yeah, the good people at. This
Comedians,
podcast brought to you by
yeah.
Monsanto and FanDuel.
Do I need to put
You guys did their corporate event last year, right?
I would. I do Kim Jong-un's birthday.
Yeah. That's the deep secret about most comedians is that you are off doing private events, casinos you've never heard of, and despot leaders' birthday parties.
Wait, can we talk about the COVID birthday party?
Okay, this was the most dystopian thing I've ever done. COVID hit. LA was on fire because of the rioting in the wake of George Floyd. And we're sitting in our house. And on that day, I had been booked for a Zoom birthday party with like
Every comedian you've heard
Seth
of.
Meyers. I think Judd Apatow was on it. I think Sarah Silverman was on it. It was like this girl who her parents had a lot of money. And you are zoomed in and they're all wearing matching pajamas.
like sitting on a
watching you do.
couch.
LA is burning. I can see a CVS on fire from our house. And I'm like, so the thing about men and women, and it's a Zoom, so you can't really see if they're laughing. All the other comics, I was like, oh, cool, we'll watch each other. Everybody left the room, so it's just you on this Zoom, waiting for the clock to run out. And I'm not gonna say the amount of money, but to make that, like, to know how much you were getting paid for this celebrity-attended civilian birthday party while your city was on fire was the best check.
How much? Give me a ballpark.
I'm not going to.
Do you even remember what it was?
I do. Because it felt so wrong.
Like, give me a ballpark.
For like a 15-minute Zoom, a ballpark, like, where does the ballpark end?
Okay.
Like, how big is the ballpark?
Is Fenway the maximum?
Is it like a
Yeah,
AAA ballpark?
Is it a pro stadium?
It's a pro stadium.
Oh, it's a pro stadium?
It's a pro stadium, but it
Listen
would
to
be.
that, wow.
Here's what it would be. It would be a minimum guarantee for a small theater,
It's a
not
devil
your
rays-
walkout potential,
It's a devil rays game. It's
That's
not
such a great way to break that down.
right?
Do I put the cheese inside here or do I put the cheese on the bread?
cheese on the bread and then lay this on top and then roll the whole thing.
Love this. Have you seen people do? I saw Guy Fieri, celebrity chef, one of my favorite.
Yeah, he's
Okay. I'm not all for that. Most of it is for.
What's the
He's
rest of
one
it
of
for?
the-
What's the rest of it for?
Here,
We have more cheese, right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about us not having enough.
We're not going to run out of cheese.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cheese.
Look, it's Parmesan. But yeah, Guy Fieri.
It's Fieri.
I'll tell you this, Fieri. Well, it's like technically it should be Chef Boyardee. You ever heard
What
that
was the
one?
thing about Nate Bargatze? It was his the pronunciation. Was this you that told me that?
It might have been me, because I said, Nate, I hate to tell you this, great special. I think your daughter mispronounced your name. He was like, buddy, you've been doing it for years.
Yeah, it's just what is it?
Bargatze.
It's Bargatze.
Yeah.
Well, as someone whose last name is Schlesinger, I get it. So.
As someone whose last name is Kreischer, and they call me Brent.
Taste it for salt. So
call
make sure
me
it tastes good.
I
Right.
mispronounced the
It
first
should
part.
taste good at every level, you know?
It should taste good at every level.
Yeah. You know, salt, etc.
I mean, it tastes good. Everything can always use salt.
There you go.
I've never seen someone taste something like a cartoon bear. Like you actually smacked your lips. You were like,
Nothing has driven more business to a restaurant than being on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Oh, without
It's
a doubt.
Not
Without-
even
yeah.
close. Like you have to schedule alerts for reruns because you're going to get hit
Are you
when they
serious?
rerun the show.
I have gone out of my way to go to his recommendations.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should have not put this hot. Okay, oh yeah. Let me just start. I wish I had more fingers.
I think it's going to all work out.
Yeah. It'll cook.
This is gonna be good. God, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Can I tell you what I think is the most underrated thing?
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious. If you're into cooking, getting someone's cookbook and going through and saying, this is what we're doing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It is so fun. I'm telling you, one of my favorite chefs, Jamie Oliver, and the reason I got into cooking was his cookbooks.
Oh, cool.
I would get his cookbook, and then I'd say, hey, how does everyone feel about this? And everyone would be like, great, I have 10 people over, go to Ralph's, get the cheapest version of all those ingredients, make it, and then I'd learn how to do that. And then that was in my repertoire. I knew how to do that.
Yeah.
Cookbooks are underrated. People go online and get recipes. A cookbook is so fun. The pictures are so vibrant.
So tangible, and I flip through his all the time. It's just a fun thing to look at.
Well, I think about
comforting.
this a lot too. Is like I sometimes say that like you'd think by now we'd have enough cookbooks and pornography.
He says this during sex. I'm like, why are you talking about cookbooks again?
But we keep making more of both of them. And I think the reason is that like people still want to fall in love. They want a connection. They want to find their person that they trust and they want to follow. And when you find a person whose taste you like or whose videos, pornography you like.
Hey, there's something to this, because there's certain porn stars where I go, I trust this person.
Sure.
Yeah. And then feel free to, if you want to sprinkle any stuff on top. That's just
Like what? Like Parmesan?
Dandruff? More so.
Parmesan works.
Little salt.
Salt, everything bagel seasoning, whatever you want.
Ooh.
No, that'd be weird on us.
Really?
Everything bagel seasoning is like it's like dragon fruit.
No.
Like dragon fruit looks so sexy, and then you have it, and you're like,
It's awful. No, everything bagel seasoning is outstanding. I put it on everything.
But there's not enough pizzazz.
No, I put it on eggs, like just a hard-boiled egg, avocado. I love it. I think it's one of the great American secrets that other nations are not privy to.
It's Jewish seasoning salt.
Could use more. It's great.
If you could mix up, if you could go back in time, 400 years, and mash up the Jewish people with a different race, because I think
anyone else.
like
We get so sick so easily. Anyone else?
like
Our genetics are
Asians,
so
like,
bad.
and just for the food aspect.
Well, that's happening now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Do you answer it based on whose food you like or what
Whose
you
food
think
you like.
and what kind of Jewish food? You're talking about like Eastern European or like
Well, Jewish food technically is.
Let's hear this.
Let's start in Israel, right? But then it's spread out to a lot of like Eastern European countries.
it's called the diaspora. And it goes Eastern Europe. You can be Ashkenazi, which
Yeah.
is like what I am, right? So that's Eastern Europe and all the stuff that you're kind of like, I don't know. And then you have Sephardic, which is all like the Middle Eastern stuff, North Africa.
Those are the smartest Jews.
Those
That's what
are
they say, right?
who's they? The Nazis?
The dude who owns. It might be the Nazis.
It might be those Jews that say
This
it.
dude I met in New York.
It's just this guy. So it could be anything. I mean, if you're talking, so it could be anything. I don't know. I would say Chinese. That way we'd have our food everywhere.
Dude, if Chinese people and Jewish people had mashed up 2,000 years ago, Game changer. I don't even know if we'd have white people.
I mean, I'm always excited when I discover like any kind of a technique in cooking that multiple great cultures came upon on their own.
Yeah.
Like if like the
Yeah.
Chinese and the French both figured out the same idea, you know it's good.
Well, like everybody fries something. Everybody
Yeah.
has something that like they love to fry. Almost everybody has like their kind of bread or their big grain
It's
that
like
they
the itchy
use.
asshole joke.
The what?
Itchy asshole.
everybody
Dan
has
and
one?
Louie had,
Yeah.
everyone had an itchy asshole joke at one point, and then they were like, people were stealing it, and then one day Louie said, maybe we all have just itchy assholes.
Turns out.
Because burritos are technically like like gyros, or which are technically like
Right.
egg rolls, not egg rolls, but what's
it's
the
like-
one with the?
Everybody's wrapping up something. Everybody's got their preferred.
Most of the great food in the world came about because of horrible things happening to people.
True.
Really, walk me through this.
I mean,
Everybody's like, we got to get out of here. We got to go somewhere else. What can we make when we go somewhere else?
banh mi is a French baguette
Right.
with Vietnamese ingredients in it because of French imperialism.
So basically, banh mi is French imperialism.
Yeah.
Pumpernickel.
Indian food is straight up white imperialism.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Curry.
British.
Curry is.
Curry is.
But the rest of it.
Apparently, like not we, because I'm not a part of their team. Do it from there. But curry is made better in England, they say.
Yeah.
But
Scotland,
like,
too.
you know, American barbecue
Yeah.
is,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
yeah, I mean,
slavery.
He's like,
it's-
I've got this one. I've heard of slavery.
Slavery. No. Can I tell
guys.
you? I was.
well, but it's a mix of a lot of things. But it's also like, I mean, rich people never had to figure out how to cook a brisket.
yeah.
They would get a steak and they'd grill it and it's done.
Yeah.
But if you have to learn how to cook something for 14 hours to make it taste good, that's a cheap cut of meat.
You're supposed to put your finger in here to see if it's on.
Yeah.
Put it in your pants.
Yeah.
It's crazy that there's not a bigger guard on this.
It really is. Is it going to splatter?
I mean,
No, you go in low, right?
there you go.
yeah. I mean, you've seen a knife before.
Eliza, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably talked about this
It's
on
thicker
stage.
in the middle. What?
Did you have a problem gaining weight through pregnancy with your feeling wise? Like, did you go like, so I've never been a big chick, now all of a sudden I'm a big chick?
Oh, no. Because I was really into the idea. I like that this is the part where the emulsifier is on. I'm like, here's my feelings as a woman. He's like, hold on one second.
I'm so close. Hold on. I'm almost done.
I've heard that before. Oops, sorry. I just thought I was along for the ride. And I think women are too hard on themselves. And it's like you're growing a human. So I let myself gain as much. I ate whatever I needed to. And I worked out the whole time. And
Did you?
Yeah.
Pilates? You do Pilates?
Yeah. And I just let myself like it just was what it was. I never weighed myself unless you're at the doctor and they make you. But like your body is gaining the amount of weight it wants to gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I just let that be what it is. And then I just hit the gym extra hard when I was allowed to work out.
When you got done with the baby, you're like, this shit's off. Or you're like, hey, you know what? Who cares?
Especially after my son, I was like, I have no time. Like I knew when we were doing our special and I just didn't want to be in a body.
Wait, your last special, you just had a kid.
The special we shot in October and I had him in February. So I don't know that math, but that's within the year. I do think, I was talking to him yesterday, we were talking about like getting dinner with some friends, and I realized every single one of my female friends has a major dietary restriction.
I've lost all my friends who have restrictions. They're gone.
I get livid when people have dietary restrictions.
Like if you're actually allergic, I get it, but a limitation, self-imposed, like I think it's not the limitation, it's making it someone else's problem. Like if you're a vegetarian, be like, great, I'll find something you guys can eat whatever you want.
How do you feel about people who go, oh yeah, I don't like ...
Depends on.
It depends on how you say it and
Is
why.
it Jews after? Like, what's the next word?
I'm gonna beat these up a little bit.
Great.
Just tenderize them, and then should we bake them? Where are you
Well,
going?
and
The
to-
chicken juice is gonna come squeezing out.
No,
and
no,
you wanna-
watch this, Eliza.
You're gonna hit
this
it
the
is-
main
so
thing
hard.
is having an
Eliza.
even thickness with them too.
Yeah. I used to do it, and
Can I do one?
Yeah, come on over.
I've never done it.
Oh, please do all these.
Oh, so when Bert was doing his cooking, you want to be involved? Once they're in hair and makeup and there's cameras on, you want to be involved in the cooking?
So we try to
Yeah,
get.
I don't think I've ever come into the kitchen and been like, hey babe, can I help? It's more when he's done, I'm like, what can I do? Which is my code for like, can we eat now?
What can I do?
How can I help you?
Yeah, what can I do is a question you ask when everything's done.
Can I tell you what's crazy about?
It's not just whatever you want. By the
Oh,
way.
it's not
The
like
idea-
a drum solo?
The idea is you want even thickness. You want even thickness across the breast.
It's not whatever you want. This is not improv. You're not yes-anding this chicken. Uh-oh, no. But why the plastic? Like, why
I do it
even?
so it didn't splash.
That's what oh,
It also helps it kind of be a little more even sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on
All right,
the
so
chicken. Thank you.
tell me about these. Tell me about this.
So boring.
Fresh herb breadcrumb.
Yeah, should I put garlic in there too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so fresh herb breadcrumb. I've never heard of this. I'm just a breadcrumb guy.
Yeah, when you think about it, you buy like a Progresso, like Italian style breadcrumbs that have dried spices, dried herbs in them, oregano, garlic, salt, that kind of stuff. And so you season a breadcrumb, and when you do it with fresh herbs, it just, think about the difference between a fresh herb and a dried herb. It just makes it kind of bright. It also looks really cool before you fry it, which is nice.
Trying to think of the parallel here. So like having you as a husband is just awesome. It's like there's a lot of positives, but I want to know what those positives are for Iliza. Because I know that us as comics, we're in our heads, we have drama, we have.
Oh,
like,
I was
there's-
crying on my way here.
Well,
Yeah.
the positive for me to be with her
It was a real bad morning.
I love you.
This has been so hard. Last night, I was just like, I just need to be alone in the shower. But we're okay.
Hey, Leanne, come on in. How hard is it being married to a
Do you
comic?
cry in the shower as much as I do, unrelated to your husband?
How bad, when I get in my head from being a comic, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
I mean, it's like,
Maybe you and Leanne should get coffee.
we just started couples therapy?
Oh,
And I am smoking her. Like, I have one.
You're going down,
I
Leanne.
won.
Just let him believe whatever he needs to believe.
Do you know what's crazy now? Is I'm being serious, I'm gonna overshare.
Oh, good. Okay, great. It's exciting.
She's like, cool, I've never met you before.
Our serious fights that have been serious fights are now our favorite jokes. And it's because of couples therapy.
Oh, that's
One time
great.
we were in an airport and Leanne put hands on me. And she,
Did not.
Put hands on me.
He reacted by saying, "Don't put hands on me."
Wait, you don't
I am
say
a
your
public
hands?
figure. And I
I'm
was
a
like,
public
I did not say I'm a public figure.
Yes, you did.
I said, hold on.
You did.
Fucking get the camera off her.
You did.
She's not mic'd, right?
You did say.
I like how you say put hands like you're a ref, like giving an offense. Like put hands on, husband.
did you say how
5-yard
many
penalty.
subscribers you have on your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I'm sweating so bad now. I should have never brought that up. But then all yesterday in the airport, she go, you better watch out. I'm gonna put hands on you. I'm gonna put hands on you.
You
Boy.
sound like you wrangle bobcats in your spare time.
I don't.
I'm gonna
He
put
said
hands
to
on
me.
you.
He said to me.
Okay.
So wait.
Don't put hands on me. I am a public figure.
I did not say I'm a public figure.
I can see that.
I said people know who we are.
That's not.
My cooking channel has 1.5 million subscribers.
God,
He
I'm
looked it up.
sweating. Can I tell you my biggest mistake? In my last special, I made fun of her accent the entire special. And it got progressively worse. And what bums me out more than anything is I recently realized her accent is simply Parker Posey's accent.
Oh, and White Lotus.
Isla pointed it out.
Can we hear you say lorazepam?
Lorazepam?
No, because Parker Posey is
She
slower.
says it like this. Lorazepam?
Lorazepam.
Well, yeah. She says it's a tsunami.
It's tsunami.
I talk like that.
No.
Faster.
Okay.
I don't talk like he.
Well, because you're not on lorazepam.
He made you sound like Cletus.
You want to get that bright green kind of color going
So
on.
you really want to in here? I'll drink some champagne and cool down. Oh my God, that smells so good. What was the mustard sauce? You can hear me, right? What was the mustard sauce you have in the book? You don't give the recipe to that.
Oh, I think it was just mustard.
Cool.
So this is like the classic one that we would make growing up, for the broccoli bread. But then I wanted like a more fun vegetarian one, so I did one with sauerkraut and broccoli and smoked cheddar, and then you dip that in mustard. So you were saying before that you had, like, when she started dating me, you were like looking me up, and I'm kind of fascinated by this because there's a couple people in the comedy side, like comedians who are like headliners at the Comedy Store, who get like a little
Flour.
I don't know if it's Papa Bear or they're kind of like checking in on her to make sure that she's making smart decisions or whatever it is. I don't know if that was your goal.
No. Eliza is like a little sister to us. In a weird way, there is a brother, sister, Nikki, Eliza, or like Whitney. Like Whitney's more like a twin sister to me. But like all you guys mean a lot to me, and they're really, the relationship I have with female comics is extremely genuine. For whatever reason, maybe because I've been married for so long, that I've never gotten in
You're like, I've never raped any of them.
Maybe that's what I meant to say. But it's like I've always just had a genuine relationship with them. And so when you guys started dating, I was like, oh, cool. Everyone wants to have their friends fall in love. But I was like, who is he? I want to know more about him. I wish there was a better way to look at your dials.
Oh.
Besides like crouching down?
Yeah, like the one I'm doing.
They should be up here. Like those, like an oven.
No, you know
You
what
want
they should
like
do?
a
They should make
minority
noise.
report
That's a bad
screen.
idea. I just pitched the dumbest idea. They should, so as you go low, it goes.
Oh, is it sound base?
And then it goes.
For total idiots.
You're cooking. I think you're burning it.
I think it's on high. When Eliza did the Dave Chang live show, he was totally unprepared for how well my wife understood the psyche of a chef.
Oh, shut up.
That she was basically like calling out his anxieties, and he was like lightly crumbling under it, and it made me very happy.
I was so pregnant when we shot that I was eating so much, and I had to keep reminding myself, like, you're here to be funny. Like, no one's here to just, other than like a few guys, to watch you inhale a donut. And I was just so huge and hungry. And so it was a real balancing act to try to talk while trying to eat as much dinner as possible. But I did it.
I really enjoyed doing that show. Are they still doing it? I took some time off. He had back surgery. By the way, David Chang, sidebar, incredible golfer.
Okay.
Like,
He's got money. I can see that.
No. It's from childhood.
He's Asian. I can see that.
Tiger Woods good. By the way, that looks so sexy. Can you get a shot of that? That looks so sexy.
It's a nice little guy there.
Can I tell you my goal in life is to just be the hot girl that doesn't have to say much? Like, do you know what an easy lift it would be?
Hang on, you could have done that.
No, not hot enough.
You could have just been more quiet.
I could still do it. And it's just people expect so much less. Like I just want to feel like I'm on lithium the whole time. And I just echo whatever you say.
My whole time, this is what I wanted to be. This is so sad. I wanted to be the guy that girls at a party would say, do you know who we need to introduce her to? And I'd hear that and I'd go, say Bert, say Bert, say Bert. And they go, Tony. And they go, oh my God, yes, he's awesome. And I go, does no one say me? Never in my life did anyone ever.
Not around you.
No, well, no, but.
You don't know that if they didn't say it, maybe.
What does it mean if the edges are burning quicker than the center?
It's probably a little hot.
Okay. Oh, it's very hot.
That setting.
Well, it's like, have you ever got onto an airplane and sat next to a smoking hot chick?
Once, she had cerebral palsy. I didn't know it because I was so drunk, and I dated her for 3 days before I found out she had cerebral palsy.
Like, a long distance or in person?
In person. It was Soho, cobblestone streets. It's kind of tough to tell. I swear to God. She was a trust fund kid.
Was it like severe cerebral palsy or just like
It was
maybe?
like the whole right side of her body didn't
Was she
work.
British royalty?
How hot? She was so hot.
She was so hot.
Okay.
She was so hot. And my buddy Tony Hernandez, who now produces all my specials and my upcoming TV show, pulled me aside and he goes, bro, I think you need to take her out in the sunlight. And I was like, huh? He was like, something's going on with her. And I thought he was
She's wearing
jealous.
a lot of layers and it was like dark.
She was wearing, she always had like sensible sneakers on for like stability.
Like with like Velcro.
Yeah. And
Like
he was
Hoka's?
like, and I saw them and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I guess she's just really athletic. And then we went to dinner and lunch that day and she was eating with her left hand. And I was like, and everything was with the left hand. And I was like, huh. I go, do you have a problem with your right hand? And she goes, I have cerebral palsy. And I was like,
She was like not trying to hide it. She was like, she's like, are you?
no, she goes, I thought you had cerebral palsy. And I was like, I don't have cerebral palsy. I just get drunk. And she was like, oh, I thought we both had cerebral palsy.
She's like, I can't do this anymore.
It's so enjoyable to do this. Like, I enjoy this. I enjoy this as much as I enjoy stand-up.
Yeah.
Really?
I love cooking for people. I love making people happy.
Yeah.
I think the only thing
We're in the pleasure business.
it's like, and when I don't make people happy, you know, like people don't like my special, I just go like, you know, that why my intent wasn't to outrage you. My intent was to make you laugh. So like, can't we find a middle ground?
Do you ever get to say that? No. You just have to be like, okay, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a
And
one-trick
then-
pony.
Let me say this. He does all the cooking for all the holidays, for everything. But there is that fine line between like the joy you're getting from it and then becoming a miserable human being. And like, I think like
Yeah.
he'll do like our Thanksgiving and I'll come and I'll be like, you haven't spoken to anyone.
Well-
It's been 3 hours and you're just screaming in the kitchen into the soup. And I need
say
you to
that to
come
Leah
out.
No, I
sometimes.
get quiet when I'm really mad.
He gets, but I'll be like, this is a family gathering, and like I'm having to talk to everyone, and you're just in here, like caught in your own.
What's
doom
the
trap.
number of people that you can cook for before
It's catering.
becomes less fun?
Well, we're about to find out. I'm going for 1,000. I'm doing a pop-up.
Are you like an Indian missionary?
I'm doing a pop-up at NASCAR.
Oh,
Do you need help?
Yeah, 100%.
he'll do it.
What are we looking like?
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Should I put it? I just keep it up high. You did something one time that I think about every time I get a martini. You were doing, you said, ladies, just because you get on a plane, I hope this was you, I swear to God.
I don't think it was me.
It was you.
Okay.
You said, ladies, just because you get on a plane, doesn't mean you can't have a high-end martini. And you had all the fixings
It was
for
not me.
It was 100% you.
Nope.
It was 100%
She's
you.
brought blue cheese olives to a
Hold
restaurant.
on, that wasn't me. You're thinking of another white woman
No.
on Instagram. What do you want to bet?
I know it's you. You talked about going out to a restaurant and wanting to have your own drink that they didn't have. You 100% did.
But
And
that's two different things.
Brought blue cheese
what did I
olives
say?
to a
A
restaurant.
flight?
You said I brought my own accoutrement on a flight.
No, it wasn't a flight. It wasn't a flight. That is a different person. That is a
Do
different
we have this
person.
on tape?
Yeah. No. But you said you had
Blue cheese olives.
I brought blue cheese olives to a
To a
restaurant.
restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
You brought your
Is
own
this,
blue.
no, I'm telling you information. You're like, did you? That sounds crazy.
This is why I'm not good at this job.
Well,
One time I brought my own blue cheese olives to a restaurant, which is
Yeah.
kind of trashy, but they didn't have them, and I love them so much.
Yeah.
I get
That's it.
He
I
owes me a
get
watch.
food and drink rage about a few things, and one of them is martinis that are not real martinis. And I read
Okay.
I
Noah
wrote
wrote
an
a whole
article
article
about
about
this
it
for
for-
Punch because I got so mad about people trying on martinis as a personality. And the whole point of a martini is that it's not for everybody. That part of wanting to drink a martini is being is like existential dread and simmering depression and getting
It's like stand up.
dressed up to drink cold gin in a fancy glass at the end of the world. And that to me is the point of a martini. Once you add espresso and cucumbers and persimmons and black garlic oil, now I'm like, you're trying to convince 20-year-olds to drink martinis. And
So glad I didn't fly him out.
Well, he could have made a regular
also,
martini.
it can just be a drink. Just don't call it a martini.
It could just be a drink. I agree with you in the sense that I was taught how to drink a martini by my Uncle Jerry. My Uncle Jerry told me, this is how dinner works. When I was young, I loved, I'll tell you, like, I'm curious to hear your take on this. One thing that I will do consistently, always, I will correct a young boy on how to hold his fork and knife. Always.
Always. Wait,
Always.
but how do you hold yours?
The right way.
Let me see.
Down like daggers.
Because I know people, let me see.
Fork like this, knife like this, cut, pull it aside like this. That's
No!
How you, that's how
This
you,
is how you do it.
that has fish.
I'm not actually
chicken
going to
on,
eat this. This is just,
That's what, yeah, I got it.
and then you take,
Okay, you can do that.
sorry,
you can do
it's
that.
this. Left hand,
Yeah.
set this down, switch hands, hand in your
You
lap.
can do that. You can do that.
Right hand.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more old school, but this
Yeah.
is the American way. The Brits are the
Right.
ones, they keep it an eaten hand the whole time.
Yeah.
You got to set it down. Can I just tell you a big pet peeve of mine? And I don't care
Please,
if people
I
hate
love
this.
pet peeves.
Oh my God. Well, welcome to me. When you watch any reality show, Real Housewives, anything where it's people purporting to be at a certain level of wealth, and then they go out to dinner, right? And it's meant to, but it's always a woman that's like, and that's why I wanted the Prada bag. And then they cut like this. Like they're at like a $1,500 plate steakhouse and they're like, so why couldn't you fly me out? And it's just like a palsy hand People don't. This in a ball gown.
I dated one.
You should have looked for this. That would have had an excuse.
So it's not a palsy hand. Palsy hand's this.
Like this. This is grown women in designer gowns. Like, so why weren't you at the Hamptons? And it's just the worst look.
Like I say that there's a lot of stuff I hope my kids grow up to be able to do, but there's two things they're gonna do, which is be able to cook themselves dinner and say please and thank you.
You gotta say please and thank you.
And the rest, I'm gonna try my best, but those are guarantees.
Tell our daughter, we're like, you don't wanna be a scumbag. You don't wanna be a scumbag.
I think I've always said there's podcasts that we should go on that we're not technically a part of, right? Meaning like
For sure.
Like 85 South.
Yeah.
One of my favorite podcasts out there. I went on it. Now listen, I'm not meant for that. It's not I'm not the part of the culture. I'm not, but I love the podcast. And I know enough of comics to be around comics and have a good time.
Yeah.
They're awesome. But I think more white comics should do that. Drink Champs, one of my favorite podcasts in the world.
Sure.
All the Smoke. That's a great podcast.
What's that one, that guy Drusky with the cat teeth?
Drewski. He's
I had
arrested.
never heard of this person until the other day, and it's like he's got a record label and people like try to like kind of come on to him and get on it. He just calls you out if you're a boy or a girl. And this guy's got like just like a mouthful of teeth.
He is awesome.
He's so funny.
He's like human Prozac. I mean, every time I watch him on something, did you see the clip of him
Falling?
No, I
Yes.
saw it today, and I was like,
And he got up and laughed, and I was like, what if you lose all those teeth?
God, he just got arrested, and he got arrested so kindly. Like they arrested and they cuffed him, and he's too overweight. And Drewski, no, I'm a body positive guy. They couldn't put cuffs on him. They had to put 2 sets of cuffs on him.
Extenders.
And then they couldn't get him in the back of the car, so we had to lay in the back of the car like when you catch a great white
This
shark.
was real?
This is real.
You lay it down.
And you have to lay it down. And my heart was breaking as a big guy. Like there's big guy moments big guys see other big guys go through where we get sensitive to.
I want to be arrested gracefully. They laid him down like a fillet.
And I was like, oh, Drewski.
You know who I like watching?
I think he does stand-up.
I like watching Cat Williams. I like watching Cat. Have you seen that one where he's on some like morning radio show? And this woman went after him. And I've always been a Cat Williams fan.
Yeah.
And he roasted her. He's like, only one of us got on $12 worth of jewelry. And he's just so petty and so fast. Cat, if you're watching this, I'm a fan.
He is. But by the way, he's dialed into stand-up. Like he knows who's working. He knows
He
who's
fucking
doing
knows.
everything. He knows
He is
everything.
way smarter than people give credit for. And he's so funny.
He's
I
hysterical.
watched him on that Shannon Sharp thing where he had a lot of brown liquor and he was gesturing a lot and he was up. He's like, I'm Shannon Sharp and I'm on the 5-yard line. You gonna come through me? And he's just always like so intense.
How about Shannon Sharp?
He's doing great now.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp is having
He's
a day.
really out to prove he's not gay. He's like
He's like,
they
I
said-
recorded the sex.
Who was the?
I left it on.
Wait, who was the old somebody like? First of all, I'm not gay. Who had that press conference way back in the day?
Donald Trump.
This was like I can't remember now.
It's
But it was,
gotta be Shannon Sharp. They came out and said Shannon Sharp was gay, and this dude was like, "I'll prove I'm not."
I'm gonna assault someone and I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna go to court.
You have
I
no
don't think
idea how
that-
gay I'm not.
Watch
Do gay
this.
guys rape women?
See?
Told you I'm not gay.
Who's gay now that I'm in prison?
Do gay guys beat up chicks and threaten to choke them in public? I
I
told
did.
you I'm not gay. Do we want to put a cheese on this?
No, on the
well,
chicken?
so if you're
Oh, we gotta
doing,
cook the pasta.
if we're chicken parming, then we put all the chickens on a thing, throw some
can do
mozz,
that.
some parm on top, crack it in the oven, get a little bubbly tasty. I keep
Hey,
getting.
let's open another bottle of.
Let's do it.
Is this? Do we have mozzarella in here?
Like a shredded or?
Any? I have Shane Parmesan, Pecorino Romano. I have.
You can just hammer it with parm too if you want to. But if you got a little melty boy, that's always
You
fun.
see what?
Do you want to look in the fridge? Do you want to go look in the... I'm serious.
No.
Do you
Noah,
want, take a look at my fridge.
he couldn't
Take a look at
come
my
up
fridge
with
and go
stuff.
rate my fridge.
If you have a
He
mozzarella melting
is so
situation,
brilliant at
that's
putting
great.
together ingredients.
Yeah.
They'd get in there.
Wait a minute.
He won't
Take a
do it.
look. Take a look at my fridge.
doesn't wanna
Rate
get
my
up.
fridge.
I feel like she
He's not
knows
wearing
your
pants.
fridge.
He doesn't want to get up. Can I tell you, I'm a pretty early person.
Yeah.
We were on time, if not 3 minutes late, because my very special husband spilled coffee on his shirt. And it's such a It's such a naggy wife, dumb husband thing to be like, oh, he spilled on his shirt. We can't make it.
But your reaction, you went, oh no!
Not on camera.
Oh, no, Mamma Mia!
We had to turn around on Mulholland, and like I could not find a place, and so we were late because we had to get a clean shirt.
Did you buy a shirt on the way here?
No, we went home. It was 3 minutes
Yeah,
from
we
our
lived-
house.
Okay.
We lived 20 minutes away.
Where do you guys live? Do you guys Zillow people's houses when you go there?
To their house?
Yeah. Be honest.
Do we go to people's house? What's the question?
What do we
Zillow.
have?
Do you look up how much someone's house is?
Provolone will do.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Provolone.
I have done it.
But I knew that this wasn't your house because I've been here before. I know this is just your studio.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a flex to be like, oh, it's just a $2 million house I use as a whatever.
Are you guys still in the same house when you guys fell in love?
No,
No.
this is 3 houses later. We met. I had
Three
a house.
houses?
I had a house.
I need
and
a
I-
tray.
Two
I need a
houses
tray.
later. No,
Stace to
it's
put, I
3.
want to put them in the oven.
Does the first one count?
I'm telling you.
All right.
I had a house, and it was a house that was perfect for me, and I met him, and I was like, bring your little bindle spiffs and move in. And he moved in. And then, right before COVID,
I moved in pretty fast.
I found a house that was like Robert De Niro's house in Heat. Like it was all mirrors, all metal, all glass.
It was a Cokie
It
house.
overlooked the entire city. It was stunning. And I was like, we have to live in this house before we have kids. So we lived there for 2 years.
Then we got pregnant.
Then we got pregnant. Then we lost it. But then we got pregnant.
Wait, you got lost a baby?
Yeah,
That sucks.
it happens.
How
Whenever you
Right.
go through a miscarriage, you find out that every woman you've ever met has gone through a miscarriage.
That's why I'm like, and I talked about it in my stand-up, and I called him and I was like, we lost the baby, and he was on a shoot, and he flew home early, and on the way home brought orange wine and sushi. And it was like, well, let's make the most of it. So we did that. And then when
I
we,
was with Stacy when she lost a baby.
yeah.
I was with Stacy, isn't that crazy?
Women
Stace?
are losing babies all the time around us at all times. And we just don't talk about it because people think women's health is a joke. And then,
Hey, Leanne, watch this. Someone just perked up over there. You want to come in and talk about menopause real quick?
do you want to watch your subscribers just shoot
It's
down?
proven that it's a joke because it's not covered by
I came
health
from a
insurance.
mammogram this morning, and they told me I could only do one breast because it was a diagnostic mammogram. And they were like, unless you want to pay for it, we can only do the one. Because the one is where we thought you had it's a whole thing. And then we bought another house, and we've lived in that ever since. And we love it.
It had less stairs.
They had no stairs, that's right.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
And I'm obviously anything you don't want me to say, I can take out. Does it bother you that sometimes you get hate from men online because you're a woman, but you know very clearly that they would have sex with you in 2 seconds? That they would fall in love with you and dedicate their lives to you if they met you in person?
I'll take this one.
He's like, as her number one harasser.
That's how we met.
I don't.
We met online.
As a woman who has been going on men's podcasts since the dawn of time, I think people get upset that women talk. And I've been on podcasts where I agree with the host and they're like, who's this bitch? And so at 42, I'm like, you wish you could. And I don't know. I don't read the comments anymore. I guess that's maturing.
I guess that's maturing.
I guess the answer is as long as you look and listen, that's all that matters. Like you still visited my page, you still watched the video. So there's no accounting for taste. Like people have shows all the time that they're like, I hate that show. I'm like, but you watched it. So what matters is that you looked, not that
Yeah.
you liked it. Because they're still going to get a second season.
Wait, can you tell the Venmo story?
Oh yeah. My Venmo name is a very obscure Venmo name. And people are like, oh, that's so weird. Why is that your name? And I was like, because when it was Iliza, somebody Venmo'd me $1 so they could tell me I wasn't funny in the comment. And I was like, do I send back 100? And I'm like, I don't know, sales dictate otherwise. And then I was like, no, we'll just change it so that I don't have to see anyone.
You want to see something crazy?
Yeah. You're the guy that wrote that? He's like, look, this is from 3
It
years
would have
ago.
been more money.
Oh, this is I just got a request to invest in a restaurant today.
Oh, it's a great idea. You should definitely do it.
They always make money.
Look at my Venmo requests. People request $5,000. Hey, I'm short
Oh,
on
people
rent
you don't know.
all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought these were your friends.
Nope.
But I like how he canceled it. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have asked. A lot of people cancel them.
Is that you?
It needs salt, I think,
Add
definitely.
salt.
But no, you tell me that though.
Yeah. I would add salt, and then I would throw a little pat of butter in there.
Oh, I love butter.
A little butter in a sauce at the end is one of the great tricks
Buddy,
in the world.
you just asked the wrong guy to storm the hill. All I've been doing is wind sprints on hills, and I love butter.
Butter and tomatoes, it's one of the great. There we go.
There's a pad,
We're good.
right?
Yeah.
A loaf.
The metric cat.
Also, when it just kind of like opens up the flavor, it mellows it out, it like combines it in a beautiful way.
It is decadent.
Well, you know what one of the great tomato sauces in the world is? Have you ever had the Marcella tomato butter sauce before?
No.
So it's it's my number one
Have you
favorite.
ever done the Omaha Funny Bone? What are we talking about here?
I thought you cared about chefs.
You ever done a tribble run? No?
No, but this is.
Do those exist anymore?
Yeah, of course, they have to. He might be dead.
That's what...
No, but I should have all 3 cameras on me for this because this is the most important thing. It's my number one favorite late night drunk food you can make for people in the world. If you get home late at night,
Isn't it in there?
People are over.
Isn't
no.
it like not drunk pasta?
No, I have my own version of it too. But the best one in the world is Marcella Hazan, who's one of the legends of cookbooks in the history of the world. She's long dead. But it's basically, the ratio is a can of tomatoes, a half an onion, a stick of butter, salt, simmer it together, put it on pasta. It's the greatest pantry drunk food for your friends late at night in the world.
Well, that's from the electric company. I love a bread.
Bottle of milk. What is it?
A quart of milk. A stick of butter. I love a bread. A quart of milk.
And then the kid fucks it up.
I love it. Can I get you? I love it.
Loaf of milk.
I love a milk.
Quarter bread. Stick of butter. Yes. I thought I'm on Sesame Street.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Okay.
11, 12, 12.
By the way, did you know that now we're cooking with gas was a marketing slogan for the gas company?
I could do this all day.
It's the best.
This is
For
the
real?
guy.
I've got rants. I got so many preloaded rants I can give
Our
you.
foreplay is
If you
want
to talk about boxed chicken broth, boy, have I got a rant for you.
My go-to meal for my daughters always has been matzo ball soup without the matzo balls. Just chicken noodle soup, really, I guess, is what it is. But I do it sometimes with matzo balls, but it's not authentic. It's just
Chicken soup.
Yeah, chicken soup, really.
chicken stock
Chicken stock with the...
with noodles.
It's not actually a real, when you think about it, it's just cutting an onion, cutting a carrot, cutting some celery,
Yeah.
and then taking a chicken that you get at Ralph's and tearing it apart.
Eat this, don't gain weight. Sip
No,
this.
it's distilling the soul of a bird into liquid.
Name one comic you'd let babysit your children. A guy.
I guess I'd let you do it.
Well, yeah. That would
You're a
be a
father of
mistake.
3. No, you're a father. I feel like Nate Bargatze would be a really safe bet.
Another mistake. It's Laura. You picked the...
Laura.
his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, she's not a comic.
No, oh yeah, okay.
You said comic.
Nate could probably do
Are
it.
we just picking people? I guess my mother-in-law. She's great at it.
By the way, the butter just changed the
It's the best.
look at this.
I think
Taste it again now. Watch. get
probably
ready for that.
any woman. Because,
Any woman,
I
yes.
thought you said male comic.
Did you say male comic?
Joey Diaz.
No. Yeah, I think
No.
they're not going to kill your kid.
I always think about when your
No,
dad.
he'd be sweet. He has a daughter.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a great dad.
I don't. They all seem fine. Right?
I think there's a
There
certain
are people
level.
I don't like personally, but I think
there's
they
a
might
level of
be
success
fine
that you
dads.
reach where you can't babysit anymore without.
I'm
being-
good. I'm good nowadays. I'm good with little boys. That came out really wrong.
I caught it.
The
I have a little boy. I have a son and a daughter, so you could.
it's better. I think it still needs salt.
What
yeah, I
kind
don't
of
know about it.
financial
Was it
position am
unsalted
I in
butter?
where I'm calling a friend to babysit, or I need to call a male comic, like hold him while I go on stage?
Yeah, more salt.
Can I tell you, I brought my daughter to the improv.
You did?
Also, this is going to be
You
like.
forget how loud these rooms are for
condiment
little
sauce.
kids.
Oh,
And she was like, and I felt so as I put her upstairs, but I thought it'd be a really fun thing to see what it was like, but she didn't.
has she gotten on stage yet?
I brought her on tour. I let her run out when I was done. And I let her bring me up in Vancouver and Florida. And I let her say in the microphone, like, hi, Vancouver, you're here to see my mommy. And she heard them cheer. And I saw something click in her little baby brain. And then, this is awful that I did this in Florida because I thought they like it. I whispered her and she goes, it's time to it up. And then I was like, but you can never say it again. Somehow it's okay if it's in a microphone. And it was great.
That's just a general rule.
Yeah.
It's always okay if it's in a microphone. The girls, one time we did this Young American Comedies tour.
Oh, I remember with Mike Young.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We were in Irvine, and we took the girls to Irvine, and they're in the pajamas, they're in the green room, they got chicken fingers, and they're watching
happy,
Dora.
yeah.
And then they came out, and they ran up on stage. I was on stage.
While you were talking?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, I want to tell a joke. It was Isla. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
She said, why did the chicken cross the road? And everyone went, why? She leaned in and she goes, why did the chicken cross the road? And everyone yelled, why? She goes, why did the chicken cross the road? Now it's getting laughs. We're like, why? She leans, looks around and goes, why did the chicken, and I grab the mic and go, she's an alternative comic.
She'll be at Largo all
She'll be
weekend.
at Largo.
I always try to like, I'll bring her because I like to have her with me, but I never want to overestimate how invested people are in kids because some of the audience doesn't have them. So I do think your kids are something for you to enjoy, and I always try to be very measured about it because, like, you know what I never do? Like, I never send her picture to people. I think it's a very jarring thing to be like, here's a picture of my kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because it like forces someone to react, and so I just never send it.
How many times have you sent a picture of your kids to a male friend?
Never.
Right. Yeah.
Like
it's
nudes, but not like.
Wait, that happened to me. A friend from college, a friend of mine, I texted him randomly a picture I found of us. And he was like, how are your kids? I was like, great. And I was like, how are your kids? And he told me, I go, let me see a picture. And he sends me a video of his 5-year-old son fully naked dancing. And his dick's just like bobbing around.
20-year-old son
and I was
having
like,
sex with a
this
woman.
is your daughter? He goes, no, he's standing next to my daughter. I was like, I don't think you can send this.
No, my
Like-
sister does that. My sister will show you a picture of her son naked.
This was a dancing
No, you
video.
just can't keep it on your hard drive.
Oh, we're getting close, guys.
It's on a hard drive. It's so much worse. Anything on a hard drive.
Yeah, once it's
Like, why did you have to
once
put
you
this here?
download it, it's a problem.
That's so funny.
Once it's in your hidden folder on your phone, that's when you start getting in
Once
trouble.
it's in a private browser.
So you put some olive oil on
Yeah.
this. We'll do a drizzle.
Did you salt the pasta water? You might need to throw some salt in there, buddy.
I might need to. I wish I hadn't thrown all my salt into the sauce.
I hope you have a replay of it because it was so much salt. I was just watching like snowfall.
Don't worry, the pasta's gonna be saltier. So we put some olive oil and some salt.
Yeah.
See how it tastes?
Good?
I might need more salt. I don't know.
the tooth?
I think we're gonna be fine.
Okay.
All right? Mm-hmm. So, let's plate this.
What if this show was actually just watching people and they had to finish the whole meal? Like this whole thing is edited down to like 10 seconds and then it's just us consuming and digesting this entire meal.
I've had people finish the whole meal and I couldn't start it.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Well, also
is,
because you're hot. Like he can't eat after he cooks.
yeah.
Well, if I'm like cooking for in a larger sense.
Okay. This is done. That's still very hot. This is gonna be a shit show to clean up, guys. So, we then go pasta. I'm saving my Tour de, what is it called? Tour de France? Not Tour de France.
Yeah,
No, that's it.
You got it.
Piece.
You know how the French always do Italian food when they bike.
I don't
Tour
have
de force.
Tour de force.
Force majeure.
Force majeure.
What is it called? Isn't it a stromboli?
My mom always called it broccoli bread. You can call it a
No,
stromboli.
I
Not
meant,
French
what's the
Pièce de resistance?
That's it.
Okay.
Oh,
Pièce de résistance.
eau de toilette, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes. I do not know what that means. Is that cologne?
Yeah. It's what is it? Literally means bathroom water.
Mm-hmm. Bath water.
Well,
What
toilette you
is
probably could have figured out.
what is homemade pasta versus boxed pasta?
Different jobs. They have different functions.
Tell me.
So, like, if I'm making pasta with clams, I want a dried pasta because I want the dried pasta to absorb as much clam juice as possible so that the pasta tastes of the clam liquor.
Of the
If
clam
I'm-
liquor?
Yeah,
The clam liquor.
the clam liquor.
Here he is.
I mean, I'll do it right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this.
It's a gorgeous boy.
Look at this. This is
We could interrupt talking about clam licking to just get a shot of this.
this is
Eau de toilette.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Get a shot of this Veuve
Beautiful.
Clicquot.
Do you see this? Let's see what the
Now we're partying.
shut the up. Look at that cross section. You see that? You get it?
Are you gonna show how hard Bert is?
Yeah, where's the
Down.
where's that poker camera that shows with the hand he's hiding? What's it called? The hole cam?
Oh my god. Can I argue that this? I'm going to put it up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
we see it. This is all you.
And look at the look at the bake on the bottom.
I know.
Look how nice that is. We say bake.
Sauce this. Sauce this. Do we need, we'll put some pecorino marana. I'm starting to get to the age where I'm stopping to say the whole word. Like I know the word in my head, but I go, I'm not gonna say all of it.
We were talking about this
You
yesterday.
can see how Italian Americans became Italian Americans,
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
said things like mozzarella,
Here, I'll let you guys put your own cheese on.
just like at a classy restaurant.
Yeah. Here, let me get you guys silverware, forks and knives.
We got them.
Here, let me
I don't
give
have
you.
a knife.
There you go. Should say the machine on it. And then, do you have a knife?
I do.
Do you have a good one?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on if you overcook the chicken. So for a large amount of my childhood, there was like a half a loaf of this broccoli bread in the fridge that I would just open like a burrito and eat cold out of the fridge in the morning as a kid.
I'm trying this first. I've been wanting to eat this for a second.
It's one of my favorite things in the world.
I've heard all those things before.
Wow.
That's right.
The inside is cooked perfectly. There's no raw
at that.
dough in the middle. The bottom is a nice crust.
The part in the food show where we just say, look at that.
Look at this. This
Look
is
at that.
so good. Leanne! Of course she is.
Is the way that you yelled for your wife one of the reasons you're in couples therapy?
No. No.
Because that was booming.
Oh my God.
It's one of the greats. It's a perfect kid food too. Kids love it.
Your kids do love it.
The Don't Panic Pantry. This is so phenomenal that a moron can make it.
And
I
when
just made it, and I made it, I mean, I'm not saying I made it better than you, but I made it like unnoticeable. Like you go, this is incredible. Follow the recipe. This is outrageous.
and remarkably on sale on Amazon right now. I think it's like
We arranged it just for this show to have it on Amazon.
That is so wildly good.
if there was a world where I just got to come over to your house and you cooked me my food, I'd be pretty
It's
stoked.
so erotic.
Well, that's how we want to end this. Can you do the machine story real quick?
I'll tell it to you. So you go to school for a semester in Russia. You don't have great grades. University of Florida.
It's so funny. I swear to God, I think about this sometimes, Eliza. You know, I'm not done telling that story. Like, I'll still tell it the rest of my life. Can you imagine having one bit you do for the rest of your life? And if someone said, you're going to be doing this every time you do stand-up for the rest of your life, would you pick the longest bit you have?
It's a long story.
13 minutes.
You ever get like halfway through and you're like, and that like you can like feel yourself.
Yeah, it's your free bird.
Yeah, well, when I have it is my free bird. It 100% is. And by the way, I got to be very clear.
Free birds are good.
Do you
fun.
add stuff to it or is it the exact same every
100%.
time?
Well, I have to. When I get bored, I start adding to it.
You like
the
different
big
countries?
add-on that I did that then turned into a new bit in and of itself was
Yeah.
I sang the national anthem in the middle of it.
The Russian national anthem or the American?
Russian and no, just American. I don't know. I don't think they have one.
Russia? Oh, they got one.
You think
I
they
think
do?
it's mandatory.
I think we're the only one with a national anthem.
No,
I think they have a state song.
Nope, that is incorrect.
Okay, Rocky IV. Yeah, but that one's changed. You think they're using the same one? Hold on. Wait, do you
The
think
name
they're
of
using
the
the same one?
country's changed by then.
What's your favorite Italian restaurant in LA? And I'll tell you the right answer.
Mozza.
I have two answers.
Okay.
So Mozza is like, I love them. They're they're the best. I have hung out with them a bunch. We go there a lot.
We go there a lot.
Angelini Osteria is the best actually Italian restaurant in LA.
Where's that?
It's on Beverly.
Beverly.
Beverly between Fairfax and La Brea.
Really?
It's like, it's been around forever. It's Gino Angelini. He's like old school. It feels like going to a restaurant in Italy.
I love that.
You gotta go.
It's really nice.
Every server basically was like given a visa, your burner's on, was given a visa and flown here to work at the restaurant and be a server.
Like Fogo de Chao. How they're all like authentic.
Before I had money, I offered a man to live in my house and to start a business with him. He was the best pizza maker in the world. He was out of Rome. And he made
What's his name?
I don't remember. Antonio.
What? And he
or
lived with
something.
you?
No, he didn't live with me. No, I offered. I said, I was drunk. I was at his place. We're doing
This is
Travel
before
Channel.
you had money?
Before I had money. And I said,
I wonder why he didn't accept.
he wouldn't.
He's like, just live with me.
I said,
we don't
we're
need to
going to
know."
open a restaurant on Sunset. You're going to make these pizzas. He can make his pizzas in like 4 minutes. And he made, and I can't find this pizza to this day. He won Pizza of the Year with a what's the egg yolk Italian food?
Cacio e pepe?
No, not cacio e pepe. With the
Come on, babe, you got to get this.
the jowl of the pig.
Yeah.
Guanciale.
Guanciale.
No, it's the...
Carbonara. He made a
Yeah.
carbonara pizza, and he had created
Edit that out that my husband didn't get that.
Wait, was the hair a part of the character?
I'm going to touch it anyway so much.
And he created an ice cube
Oh,
to put over the egg,
yeah.
and he would put it over
You're
the
like,
egg
oh,
yolk.
Steve. You know Steve?
You don't know Billy
Told us
Bass?
he didn't have anywhere to live either. That's so weird.
You mean the guy behind the Exxon?
That guy?
And I was like, dude, this is the greatest pizza. You can make them in 4 minutes. He made pizza so fast. And he was like, yeah, but I need an oven. The oven's the key. And I was like, oh, well, make one of those. How much you think? And he was like, 100,000 lira. And I was like, I got that in my bank. I didn't even know what a lira was.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, shit. I could have afforded it then.
Yeah. Imaginary money.
Imagine if I had invested in lira back then.
It'd be so much.
We have ovens here.
How bad of an investment is a restaurant?
I mean...
What's the
depends.
worst investment? A comedy club or a restaurant?
Probably a restaurant. Because people always want to laugh.
Well, a
and I don't know
comedy
if people
club is
agree.
both. half the
Yeah,
time.
depending on
Technically.
how the improv builds itself as a restaurant that happens to have comedy.
Well, here's my question. I've always thought about this. Why can't you have good food at a comedy club?
You can.
What? You know
who does?
Who?
Wait, I feel like I was just there. People love the Huntington Beach. What is it? What's that one?
Comedy Magic?
Yeah, people love the food there. Joel Bashkoff always like prided himself on that, and when they started doing better food there, it was like in a world where like it was always chicken fingers.
But would you ever go if it wasn't a comedy show?
Where the fuck was it?
Do you remember Captain Brian's?
Yes,
I just drooled. Captain Brian's,
it was a seafood restaurant that happened to have comedy.
but they killed it on food.
Right.
Right.
Because they brought in big comics and people come in and they'd order these. So they were like killing two birds with one stone.
Because it was on Marco Island, so you're already having because you're on Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida. I feel like Hard Rocks because they have access to so many kitchens. That's probably when you say good. What do you mean
Well,
by
so like
good?
the way that I think
like
about it is like,
non-bad.
when I opened Bloodso's in LA, it became like a sports bar hub. And I think it's one of the only sports bars that you would go there to eat if you're not watching a game.
Right.
And there are not, I don't think, any comedy clubs where you'd eat there if there wasn't comedy.
Right, that'd be weird, I guess.
So funny. I had this moment in the sauna today where I actually said out loud, I go, Buffalo Wild Wings. I go, you got my number, man. Like, I love wings. I love flatbread pizzas. I love sports. Like, I love beer. Like, they've got my number. But if you, I don't know. I just was like,
This is
God.
by yourself, you were
By
saying
myself,
this.
I said, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Unprompted by anything.
Nothing.
That's also, I guess, kind of a sports bar that you would go to if there's not a game on.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd go there for lunch today.
There's certain places that men like to just
Are you
go.
hungry?
No, I'm not.
you hungry now?
I'm trying desperately. I have to run a 5K in like 2 days, and I'm so out of shape.
Eat the pasta.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it
Eliza.
is. Carb loading.
I'm really good at the first part of training for a marathon.
Yeah.
Just the eating pasta.
I'm good at the first part of bulking up. Just not the weight cutting.
I'm really good at bulking up.
Yeah, eat the
can crush
pasta.
the
You
carbs.
need that for tomorrow when you
You gotta
train.
lose weight to get in shape.
You need
to run
You need the carbohydrates.
I need more of that. That's
have-
my favorite thing I've
That's-
ever had. I want to. Can I tell you? I would just do a restaurant that just served those in a million different ways,
And
a million different
milkshakes.
fashions.
Yeah.
Another reason you shouldn't invest in restaurants.
Is that not a good idea?
I mean, look,
You might need one other thing on the. What's that place, that Armenian place that has the one dish on the restaurant? And it's like
Zengilov
chicken.
hats?
no, that's not Armenian. What is it? Zengiv?
Zengilov hats?
Zengilov hats.
It's in Glendale, and they do these like beautiful, it's like a flatbread stuffed with a ton of cooked down greens and rolled up, and that's
You
it.
open the menu, like, we have one thing, Zengilov hats.
They also have tea.
But they made a menu. And it's just the one
thing.
item.
It's my favorite. I love shit like that.
Name the one thing you'd cook at a restaurant. You go one thing, right? One thing.
But you cook what?
That's it. Only one. You have one thing you put on the menu.
What's
you got
this?
one thing.
Is it my restaurant or is it
Name
something
it.
I
It's
want to
yours.
make money at?
No.
Oh,
no,
Sour Patch Kids on popcorn. My favorite thing.
Why can't it be a movie?
I love it. Okay, I love it. Hold on.
And we'll just show my special over and over.
Because I always say like I mean, pizza's got my number. Like I was listening, I must have been listening to someone talk about
A lot of
addiction.
food's got your number.
I must have been listening to a podcast about addiction today, and some guy was like, "I'm powerless over alcohol," and I was like, "Alcohol." I was like, yeah, but Buffalo Wild Wings got.
This is the most earnest I've ever seen you.
Yeah, no, I was like, alcohol's one thing. I get it. It's tough. Okay, but like, chicken wings, pizza, ice cream cones.
You sound
so
like
this
a
is-
retarded person right now.
If you want,
I'm so sorry. You sound like the most earnest, like child with a learning disability.
I was like, I'm powerless over everything. I mean, everything.
apologies for my friends who want to do this with me, but the thing that I am
Says
the
about Buffalo
most,
Wild Wings.
give it a second. The thing that I'm most upset about not existing that I want to make happen is there should be a dive bar in the valley that makes East Coast style bar pies. Like
Yes,
thin,
yes.
crispy bar pies. That's
If
all
you
I
wanna-
want in the world. If you want to invest something, invest in that. 'Cause
So, okay, hold on.
I will do it with you.
I'm pretty wet. Let's talk. Because I am sincerely
Wet like
thinking
liquid?
about, no, I'm
Like give a lot of money.
I'm wet. I am
My
wet,
cash is
actually.
wet.
I am thinking about opening a dive bar, an old school dive bar, no windows, a brick
100%.
box.
Wait, best
take
dive bar
over
in
a
the
strip
valley is
club.
what?
Well, for me, it's.
Say Say the same thing at the same time, right?
One.
Hang on. No, hang on. I gotta remember my name, my dive bar. Hold on.
One.
Okay, one,
Two.
Two,
Three.
three.
Pat's.
Foxfire Room. Oh, okay.
Foxfire Room is pretty great.
Yeah.
Pat's my
I need
favorite
to be
dive
here?
bar.
Ooh.
When you were just in Australia, did you ever have one of those meat pies they sell on the street?
I've had a meat pie. It's not my thing.
It's not your thing?
It's not my thing.
That was my thing.
Yeah, I believe that.
Oh.
I totally
This
believe
is
that.
a meat. This is a long meat.
This is a meat pie.
It's a meat pie.
with some broccoli for fiber.
I love this. I would open a dive bar. I'll even tell you what, I'll white label a dive bar.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll white label a dive bar
Yeah.
in the valley. If you have a struggling dive bar, I will come in. You can put my name everywhere. I'll drink there exclusively. I'll tell fans when I'm going there, they can hang out. We'll all party.
Okay.
But we need to serve one thing on the menu and do it well. Where people go, hang on. What you need people to say is like, hang on, have you had the meat pie at dot at Bert's?
Well,
Right, that's what you want.
Let me tell you the trick. So this is why the bar pie thing to me makes so much sense.
I love this guy. And now I mean, like, you know, it's so cool.
He's like, let me get this out. He's
sorry,
trying to get this. Like,
No,
this
no.
is so serious
Well,
for him.
Because basically, you think about the business model, and when you're selling drinks at a dive bar, the drinks are pure profit. The bar pies are there to get people to come in and buy drinks.
Yes.
And so, like, look, we have a barbecue place. It does very well. It's an awesome thing. But like, if you buy a 15-pound brisket, you smoke it for 14 hours with real hardwood. Now it's 8 pounds. You're just like pouring
Shrinking your
money
profit.
down the drain. But if you're selling dive bar cocktails and you're getting to make some nice pizzas, dive bar pizzas, like bar pies, I have a whole rant about
Have you been
like
to-
Neapolitan pizza and this insane universe in which people will pay $28 for a pizza this big that's 80% crust.
It's soupy.
And has 2 ounces of cheese on
In
it.
the middle.
And then you make an 18-inch New York style pizza and everyone's just like, $30. Are you out of your mind and it feeds 4 people? Drives me crazy. I want thin, crispy bar pies. I want cocktails. I want no windows. Let's go.
And can I soft pitch the name? We call it rickshaws. And we buy 5 rickshaws and we line them up outside. And if you live within a half a mile, we'll pick you up in a rickshaw and we'll take you home in a rickshaw.
Are these drivers insured? And can I tell you something about pricing of rickshaws that I know?
They're quite expensive.
Not only are they expensive, you have to pay taxes, and this is pre-China tariffs, on inspections when they get brought in. And my mother just bought one. I know this is so weird, but my
Why don't
mom
you
just
buy
bought a
locally?
rickshaw. And she had to go through all of these customs issues. And it was like several grand, and you had to pay inspectors. And if there's something wrong with it, you can't send it back because it's a rickshaw. So, or you just buy it locally. But there are like weird tariffs and inspections on rickshaws.
Tell them why, babe.
Nope,
Wait, tell me why.
I'm not going to.
Does it have to do with Trump?
No,
What is
weirdly it doesn't. No,
What is it?
I'm not going to.
We can cut it out.
I'll tell you off camera.
We
No.
don't.
No, because you think it's funny, but I don't think it's funny, and people are gonna get so weird about it.
No, what?
It's
Edit it out.
very
Tell me
funny.
why. Tell me
No,
why.
I'm not doing it. No, because it's not. I think it's so cool.
It is very fun.
I'm not doing it.
I think it's very funny.
No, you internet. You're not getting this one out of me.
You gotta get an investor.
I
named-
wish I had done that more in my life. Go my dick, internet.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not
I'm not
telling
doing
you
it so you
about
could
what I
slice
say
this
during
up
sex.
and make a weird meme. I'm not doing it. You'll never know why we have a rickshaw.
Richard Shaw.
Richard Shaw's. We'll call it Richard Shaw's.
Richard Shaw's.
The classy dive bar.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna call it Roberta's. Like just use your name,
Oh, yeah.
but make it. Isn't that a wine? That's the wine place at
We
John.
could make it Roberta's just do a
no,
straight
it's a-
trans bar.
It's a pizza place in
Transgender.
Brooklyn.
That's how the Australians say it.
What's your favorite word? Okay, let's go through languages. Your favorite word to hear in that language. Mine is, all right. When they
Right.
go, all right.
That's a language?
No, you go to different places.
Oh.
We'll get my favorite one in Britain.
Okay, which is yours?
If you're gonna do Coke with them, they're gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get salted?
Salted.
My favorite
nice.
Spanish word is how to say bubbles in Spanish.
Oh,
Burbujas.
burbujas.
My favorite Spanish word
Yeah.
is, you ready for this? And I watched it
Crusted.
when this animal attacked a child, and it sounded so cute the way he said it. He goes, gorilla, gorilla,
Gorilla.
gorilla, watch out for this gorilla.
Why do you give it an Italian
Oh,
accent?
no, I'm not good at this.
Gorilla.
Gorilla, hey, watch out for the gorilla.
I thought you were going to say Michael Jackson. I feel like I'm eating more of my food than everybody
You
else
ate
is.
so much of your food.
I'm trying. I still have to eat another meal with.
Do you want to hear a pet peeve?
With Dolph Lundgren and me.
This is a very millennial hipster thing, but in the mid 2000s, people of my generation were taking pictures of their food like after you'd eaten a lot of it, and they'd be like, clean plate club. Clean plate club? A grown man saying clean plate club, I'm like, you should lose your dick privileges immediately. Like, that's so unfuckable and gross. But also, showing, like, if we order, like, went to like a Thai restaurant, we order a ton of food, and I've even done it, like, taking a picture and be like, oh, the wreckage. Like, look, like, nobody wants to see your discarded food plates.
Yeah.
And people would post it, and if you're watching this, you're probably too young to remember this, but it was always like, look how much we ate. We're the only country that would do that.
That's why I'm in the filthy platter orgy. It's more my speed.
Platter orgy.
Just a
Sworn
group
in.
of men laying across a lot of food. It's really.
I watched someone take a picture of their food one time, and I've never taken a picture of my food since.
Why would they do?
I was at a Subway.
Why?
It broke my heart. It was a fat Mexican chick. She was like this. I was really into like people eating foods. Hang on,
You're
I
just a
gotta-
big Jared guy was the main reason, right?
No, I
See
love.
Jared.
By the way, on the road, Subway is like a go-to. You get a 12-inch, eat 6 at lunch, eat 6 before your show. Shut up. My order always was
Spicy Italian.
No. Always was turkey. It was
Yeah,
always turkey
turkey.
loaded up with everything. But I watched this woman. I was at the Subway. I was eating my part of my 6-inch,
My part.
and I watched this
My
woman.
part. The whole
take her
thing is
phone-
yours.
Oh yeah, I know, but the beginning part. She took her phone out
Oh, the beginning.
and she had her Subway, and she was like this. She was like,
Oh, yeah.
took a picture, and then I watched her face go. And then I watched her go like this, like, and I was like, oh my God, that breaks my heart.
So Black Mirror.
Oh, it broke my heart.
You're
I was
like, this breaks my heart. I'm going to make a lot of money so I never have to come back here.
Oh my God. Do you remember what was the thing Brody was always on? Brody was always on a format online, Periscope.
Oh my God, I forgot about Periscope.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah. I was really big
I need
on
to close that
Periscope.
account.
I still.
I think I
follow-
left that camera on.
So there was a, I'm gonna say 14-year-old black chick, maybe 200 pounds. I didn't know this. The title just said, "I'ma bowda up a burger," and I click, and it is a
As
200
advertised.
200-pound 14. I'm saying 14. I'm guessing. You know the kind of hair where it's like a little, like it's like pigtails, but they're puffy. And she's just sitting there in a white T-shirt in a table in a room. It looks like where they do a beheading video, and she's just sitting there staring at a burger. And it's me and 2 other people in the room. She's looking at her Periscope, looking at the burger, looking at her Periscope, looking at the burger, and I just write, I'm so excited for this, and I share the video. All of a sudden, 5,000 people show up in this room.
So watch this poor
And she's watching it, and I'm watching her. She goes, oh, hell no. And clicked off. And I have thought about that one video almost once a month. I go, whatever happened with
What
the
happened
burger?
to her?
I'm dying to see.
Yeah.
I'll bet she regrets turning it off now.
Yeah. It was like an intimate thing, and too many people looked, and then she got
It was an
self-conscious.
intimate thing, and I think she was looking for friends to watch it, and I wanted all of us to watch it. Are you on tour right now?
It just ended in New Zealand.
You're done.
You can buy tickets in Europe.
The new tour is on sale. Yeah,
When do you go to Europe?
my tour starts in Tallinn, Estonia in September. I always wanted to do an Eastern Europe tour. I did, and it's taken like 3 years to put together.
Really? You're going to Estonia? Mm-hmm. What's the first joke out of your hour? Do you remember it still?
Yeah,
What is it?
that I had a little boy. And you want me to do the whole joke right
No,
now?
just like,
I had a little.
I'm trying to, like, it's crazy how it's kind of muscle memory for us.
Yeah.
That you go, I know
The hand has to be here. I had a little boy whatever. He's a year old. My son just turned 1. That's right. I had a little boy. That's right. And I like to let audiences know I had a little boy because I feel like it gets the men on my side. Because men are always like, oh, she can't be half bad if she made one of us. One of us. That's right. I had a little boy. His penis is this big. And that's right. Now the men are like, that's still pretty big statistically. Statistically speaking. So I'll do it in Estonian, like any other.
Estonian? Are you, no. I can't do my opening joke for my special anymore.
Okay. Are you on tour now?
No.
Okay.
I'm running a new hour.
Did it assault somebody?
No. It was, that's right, I've lost weight. Well, not anymore. So the joke was I lost weight. I lost so much weight. The other night I actually saw my wife suck my dick, which I'd never seen before. And it really creeped her out. I loved this part, but it never got the laugh. It's like so funny, the things that make you giggle.
Yeah.
I have so many, I run through a number of things that I think are so funny. But and I said, what really creeped her out, I was like, Alexa, turn on master bedroom lights. Nothing. Because I said master. Anyway.
Maybe, actually.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess no one calls it a master bedroom.
I think people do. They just don't do it publicly. You're supposed to say, like,
I call it a master bedroom.
How much, when you're...
I'm not looking off camera.
How much, over the course of like...
I'm not looking over there.
So developing new set to special coming out, how much does your wife see of it?
The last chunk, usually. My daughters and my wife check out the last chunk. Like, they watched me, I did the forum, and they came out to the forum, and they watched that, and Georgia was not in love with it. And Leanne wasn't either, but I wasn't listening to them.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are off. Trust me, it works.
Yeah, trust me, I'm a professional.
And then the producer and director of my special were like, yeah, I'm not in love with it. And I was like, wait, what? And they're like, it just is coming off angry.
Mm.
What had happened is it's
like
aggressive material, but I'd done it so much that I was just going through the motions.
Yeah.
So there was no smile in it. And it was all negative about Leanne getting older. But it was fun negative. It was like, I love her, obviously,
But if you're not smiling, you're not
And
joking.
you're pissed that this horse you invested in has gotten older. This old gray mare.
I mean, you have no idea.
I will have an idea.
You will too.
Hey.
People, can I tell you my biggest pet peeve in becoming a mom is other parents. I'll be like, oh, she's so great. They're like, just you wait till she's 3. Or any woman, they'll be like, just you wait. And women love to say to others, this is not a bit. Women always love to say to, like, just you wait, like it's always around the corner. And I've never done that. I've never said to a woman, like, just once you have kids, just you wait. Like there's this like angry, like it was shitty for me and I want it to be shitty for you, like warning.
I only say this, and I say this exactly to both of you. Just slow it down and enjoy it. It happens so fast.
Everybody says it. And I do take that advice.
That's the only thing I said it to a dudes in the airport. I don't know why his skin color matters, but black dude with his daughter in the stroller. And I looked over at him only because he recognized me and I didn't expect him to recognize me. And I was looking, we just were with Isla at college, just there with her.
Yeah.
And I looked at this, he's just starting it brand new. And I went, it happens in a second. And he goes, were you visiting Isla? And I went, I was. And he went, I know, man. And you're just like, God, it just happened so quick. And what's crazy is like, there are nights when you're up with your kids and you're going, let it happen faster. Mm-hmm. Where you're like, just shut up and go to bed.
Nanny.
Do you really?
But,
That's okay.
yeah.
We had a nanny and we couldn't afford one. If
Yeah.
you can have a nanny, you should get a nanny.
I don't apologize for it, and I don't pretend that I don't. But I will say that is the advice that every parent has given us. And so I really do, like, I take her on the road when I can. I try to, this is a horrible parallel to draw to like owning a dog, but like when Blanche was alive, there was not one moment that went by that I did not kiss her on the mouth. And then she died, and I have no regrets. And so I definitely.
There's been days you haven't kissed me on the mouth.
Well, I like a certain level of stink. But I do, that's the thing that I feel like if enough parents say it, it's gotta be true. So as much as you can in the moment.
I forgot about Blanche until right now.
Oh, I saw your face.
Can I tell you, you posted something when Blanche passed away that I didn't understand at the time, and I broke the rules, but I get now. I totally get now. Where you said, Blanche has passed. I do not need text from you. I don't need anyone to reach out.
Yeah.
I just want to go through this and get through this. And I was like, oh, she didn't mean that. And I texted you, and you texted back, thank you, whatever. And then recently I went through something, and I was like, oh yeah, sometimes you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
People know it's happened. You have to let people know it's happened. Blanche was such a huge part of your life. And all I remember thinking at that time was like, I think you were about, no, you guys had just started dating?
Yeah, she died when we were.
In Kyoto. Yeah.
Oh, we got married. We were married. Well,
You were
why
married,
would you know
yeah.
that? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But I remember going like, oh, because Leanne's like that with animals.
Yeah.
If you are a woman that is great with animals, like you connect, you have voices for them, you have songs for them.
Whole world.
A whole world, you create a whole new world.
Whole world. Whole brand around her.
Well, you
everything.
can want to share and not want feedback.
That's how I feel
this
about
is-
stand-up.
But this is something
I don't need the feedback about my
I
personality.
try to talk to young guys
art.
about sometimes too, is like, women wanting to dress sexy doesn't mean that they want you to f them.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's
it's
true.
about wanting to share something and not wanting feedback.
Or express yourself, or even just get a nice look, but that doesn't mean it's for you,
Yeah.
unless you're super hot.
What is the epitome of luxury to you?
Oh, wow. Honestly, this is going to sound so f***ed up. Luxury for me
Three
is to
young
be able to
boys.
live my life, but be healthy enough to continue living it. So for me, is to have a trainer, to have a sauna, to have a cold plunge, to have a longevity doctor, to have an IV therapist that comes twice a week, and then so that I can keep being me and not change who I am.
You want
That's
to be
luxury.
LeBron but not play basketball.
I'm going to call Sam Morril right now. Did you see that clip? No. Are you being serious right now?
100%.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
I just said to Sam Morril, I do what LeBron does for his body, but for my body.
Wait, you're a grown man who compared himself to LeBron James?
God damn it, now you're doing it. I was on your team right then. Yes, I do. I compare. When I heard
You're a
LeBron,
delusional middle-aged man that also sees himself in LeBron James.
God, it was so close to
no
the
part of
fucking
me when
finish
I
line.
look at Heidi
We were
Klum
so
and I'm
close
like,
to the
it's
finish
like-
You
line.
almost had it out.
We were so close to the finish line.
almost had it out.
You have, God damn it. No, that's luxury for me. Is my version of luxury has nothing to do with cars or houses
LeBron James.
or like any of that. It is to be taken care of physically
Yes.
by specialists so that I can keep partying my balls off.
Yeah.
Playing
That's luxury.
professional
That's
basketball.
luxury.
Yeah.
And be a
I'm playing at an
professional-
elite level. I'm playing basketball at an elite level.
Hey, we have to do a double date.
He should be our Koreatown guide.
Let's do it.
This is the guy.
Let's do it. This has been a great
Cheers.
episode.
It was a blast.
I ran out of water an hour
Thank
ago.
you so much. We could fill these up, finish a glass, let them clean. You guys don't have to leave.
Yeah.
But Iliza, tour starts in September.
Yeah, my new tour, Iliza Live, starts in September in Estonia, as all great tours do.
Yes. And then the book, I've said it a number of times. The food was amazing. I cooked everything out of this book. This should be the move for the show. I don't
wait.
know why.
I'm sorry, I was supposed to promote my special.
Oh,
That's why I was here, I think.
Amazon Prime.
A Different Animal on Amazon Prime. It's about a month old. So come on out and see it.
Congrats on the special. Congrats on the book.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
doing this
Thank
episode.
you for
Thank you.
having us. Blast.
Love you to death. I love you to death. And I'm so glad I got to spend time with you.
Let's
We have
hang
to do
out.
this more often.
I would love
Do it.
to.
I would love to.
At Roberta's Bar Pie and Rickshaw Stand.
Just a couple mil and I'm ready to hang out. Let's go.
All right.
Something's burning.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.